Hello and welcome. Hope everyone's doing alright. I'm doing pretty good. Not been doing a lot in the garden, but we've been ticking on with the pergola, so I thought we'd go through that and just tie it up officially to where we're at now and what's going on the next one. So when I'd left it on the last one, I'd put these big cross braces coming across the sort of main part of it. And yeah, you've probably seen it fleetingly in other videos, but I've now put in the other cross braces. You can see over there the honeysuckle's climbing up over it currently. I had done it so it was sat on top like the one behind me, which we'll see now. So like that one, can you see where it's sort of sat on top of it, not in line with it? That one over there is actually dead level with it. The reason for that is because I did have it up high, but it blocked my view of the woods at the back, which you can see there. So I lowered it down so it's all level with it, and it's worked out really nice, I think. Those two little joisty bits are just me messing around with them. I have finally decided on it, but I've put this 45 bit in as well. That runs in line with the 45 down there on the cream stones, or near enough. So yeah, so that's in there now. At this end, you can see I've had to notch it down, and then I cut off the top bit, so I've screwed that back in, so that's all good. So yeah, I'm happy I did it that way because it's, as you can see, the honeysuckle's climbed up over it now, so that's all good. So at the other end, which we just saw fleetingly, I've done the same, except I've actually put the proper joisty bits running across the front of it. And what are those little two bits of batten on the top between the joists doing, I hear you ask? Well, let's go and have a look. I've put my little roof on it. Now, I was going to do this as a tin roof, just because I like the sound of it, but I thought I'd mock it up in plastic first and just sort of see how it goes. So because what I've got an issue with is these little bits that stick out, I want them to be horizontal. Now, when I was putting the roof in there, I was thinking the only way I can get it to slant back is to like either put these in at an angle, i.e. so they're sloped, or cut it sloped on the top, if you see what I mean. But I didn't want to do either of that, so what I've done is a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a bodge, but you wouldn't normally do a roof like this, but I've just put these little frames up in between with a fall on them and screwed it into that. If you can, hopefully you saw that all right. I couldn't see that, I just lifted the thing up. So yeah, and it works really well. We've got a few leaks. That's because when I did it, it started raining right at the end, so I had a chance to silicone the bolts, and obviously there will be some getting in here and there because like the roof should have gone on top of all the joists, if you see what I mean. But it is what it is. I think it looks pretty good. You can see what I was going on with last time. I've left that bit open so that that can get watered, and again over this side that bit's all open so that can get watered. But I was thinking what this whole bit does allow me to do is if I do want to cover these up properly, I can sort of rig some tarpaulin up off it, off bungees and whatnot. So yeah, so it's pretty good, I think, getting there anyway. So really going on, the problem that I was just saying then with the fact that I want these bits horizontal, I want them horizontal all the way along. Now, what is going to mess me up, that far bit is going to be really easy to do because it's flat and it's just going to be sort of pergola style. But over here against the house, there's going to be a wall plate, i.e. a big long bit of wood above the windows, and they're going to slope down towards this bit in case I need to put a roof on it in a future date. So that's going to mess me up with my little bits that overhang being horizontal. So what I'm going to do is try and do a little bit of a trick, and because it's quite thick, this thing, and it's got two bits of wood, sorry it's not the best angle, but it's 10 centimeters wide on the top. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll cut my bits slanted coming across and then cut them so they're halfway across this, and then with the little excess bits I'll make them up separately, and then let's just say, and I'll use my finger, that we've got a bit of wood coming down across here, and then I might edge the top of it off on a sort of slant, and then that means that I can put something overhanging this side, leave a little tail on it if you like, and then screw down into the main joist, something like that anyway. But yeah, that's the plan for that. But I think what I'll probably do next is I'll get that bit over there where the honeysuckle is, I'll get all that in there and sort of, you know, done basically. And then I may even do this bit here just to get it sort of done, if you know what I mean, because the tricky bit I've got as well is over here. This is going to be the trickiest bit because I need to raise it up so that I'm going to put a 10 by 10 centimeter fence post on top of that, so it marries up with that bit of wood you can see running across, obviously, to over where the fern fence post is. And then I'm going to sit, because this bit's all going to be a plastic roof, but it's going to have to go the opposite way to the bit we were just on about, and the fall is going to have to go back to the house, so I'm going to put a gutter underneath that gutter and run it across and into that hopper. But I'm actually going to get rid of that water butt and put it out the front, because it's just taking up a bit of space there, and space is a valuable commodity in this garden. So, and it doesn't make any difference anyway, because I'm going to put some out the front and run a big pipe all the way through the garage and in the office out here anyway, so I may as well just chuck it out there, and then it frees me up to put more stuff out here. So I'll do that first, and then what I think I'm going to have to do is the big sort of fence posts, because if I've got a guttering running underneath that one, it means I'm going to need a support underneath that guttering, and that's going to need to come out from the wall about 40 centimeters for it to sit on, which is going to be obviously 4 fence posts. So I was thinking about putting a little bar in this bit anyway. So if you imagine under the 2 sockets there's a little bar sort of running across there, and then if I put 4 fence posts sort of next to the window and then do some down here, that'll sort of enclose the bar a little bit. Do the same right at the far end as well, put a bit of wood the other side of the window, or 4 bits of wood the other side of the window, and then effectively where the drain pipe is, somewhere like there. And then I can just sit 1 bit of wood all the way across that, almost across the top of the window, and then sit the roof on top of that, which will run into the guttering. The tricky bit comes here, because obviously we're going to have a transition. This bit above the window is going to be high and then come down to that fence post, and then literally an inch later is going to be high above the fence post and go back towards the house. So this little section is going to be interesting, so I'll probably leave that till last. But yeah, I think it all should look pretty good. Ignore that corner actually, because it's an absolute horrific mess. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Let's go and have a little sit down in my evening seat. It doesn't actually get the sun anymore, because in the summer the sun comes up over that house sort of to the left of the bananas, but what I do get is it actually comes down here now, where those trees have dropped their leaves, so it does get a little bit, but it's quite nice in here. It was really raining the other day, and it sounded really good, and all this got wet as well, apart from that one. So yeah, I think it's going really well. I need to treat the wood again. You can see the water's got into it, where I've just cut it and left it, but I was hoping to do it all one colour. I'm going to do it all like a tiki reddy brown, if that makes sense. But yeah, just wanted to bring you up to date with where we are with it. And yeah, like I said, next one will probably be a few months time, when I've bought all the wood and done the next bit. So yeah, anyway, hope you're having a good day. I will see you on the next one.